Hi Virgo, welcome back to the channel. Thank you to everyone who hits the subscribe and like button. That's you supporting and giving back to the channel, so I greatly appreciate it. Now let's get into a reading for Virgo Sun, Moon and Rising for the month of May 2020. Now we're going to bring in a little bit of a different aspect this month, Virgo, because I want to touch on a South Node and North Node energy that's currently going on, and we all have a South and a North Node because it's connected to our karma, and as you know, or karmic lessons. So, and as you know, that 2020 is about resetting a new foundation for our karma or our karmic path, karmic journey, lessons, whatever. So we're all going through 2019, 2020 was all about reinventing, having our karmic, issues come up, and 2020 is like, now we're laying a new foundation, now we're going to do the work. So I want to touch on this because we all have a South Node and a North Node, and you can find that in your natal chart. There'll be a link below if you need to get a natal chart to find that out. But what we're going to talk about is the South Node and the North Node moon energy. That means the transiting energy that's going on at the moment, because it's to do with karma and balancing, finding a balancing point in that karma. And I think that's really important this month, because if we do that, then we move forward in life. But also we need to look into that at the month of May, because it's the South Node has been in Capricorn's been there. This is the Saturn, Pluto, Capricorn conjunction you've been hearing about, and it's going to go through all year. But the South Nodes had a Capricorn energy and the North Nodes had a Cancer energy to do with it, tied with our karma. Okay, so we're going to touch on that, because once it hits 2 degrees, the Capricorn and Cancer nodes are going to move into Sag and Gemini, which is going to be like a breath of fresh air, but it's a new karmic energy or cycle that we will go into. So it's really good at the moment to know what is going on for you. So let's look into that. We'll get some card, question time, message from spirit, validation, and we're going to talk about some the Scorpio full moon that we have on the 7th of this month, the 7th of May, and it falls in your 3rd house. Now I just want to touch on that quickly before I get into the other stuff, because this Scorpio full moon is, full moons are endings, completions of cycle, but Scorpio is deep, intense emotion. Going deeper than you've gone before. So let's look at that, and it's going to hit your 3rd house, and this is your thinking process, or how you think and do things. So you need to, this month you will need to bring some changes in around that, but it's tied to this karmic, we've all got them. Every sign's got this karmic challenge at the moment, Virgo. So let's talk about that first before I get into that. So I'm going to try and keep this really simple, because I don't want to go into too much depths about it, too deep. So the South Node is a wound, like a wound we need to grow through, learn through, go beyond. Been there, done that, like a past life issue or a past issue, like a wounding that keeps coming up. Now it's been in your 5th house, which is actually about fun and children and games and pleasures and all of that. But we've had an aspect of Capricorn in there. And Capricorn's brought in this negative aspect to the 5th house for you, on a karmic node cycle, okay, something karmically. Even for some of you in the 5th house could be having a child or a birth, pregnancy, that sort of thing, or it's about children, issues with children. But let's have a look at this. The Capricorn aspect brings in duties, responsibilities, creating something new, but having to work really hard at it. And this is like an old wound or an old cycle that keeps coming up for you. And so what's happening is the North Node it's got Cancer in it for now, and it's Cancer's loving and healing and watery and nurturing, deep inner emotions. Okay, and this is hitting you with connecting with other people, and it's been in your 11th house of friends, of networks, of groups, of who you've been hanging around, your groups, associations, your networks, all of that. So it's like, and the North Node's hard for us. It's not easy to just go from, your karmic lesson here to here. The North Node, it's hard for us to attain, or we feel it's hard for us to attain. And that's the karmic challenge, okay? And for you, it's going to be all about connecting with other people. And I think the main thing that I'm seeing here is you've been in an energy with the South Node, with Capricorn in that South Node, that karmic wound, where, Capricorn's kind of a bit like out of touch with their feelings, a bit detached from their feelings, a bit suck it up, get on with it. Capricorn, where am I losing control, or, like a controlling aspect, because we push down our emotions and our connections. And it's to do with, the North Node's like trying to bring in that beautiful healing, nurturing with friends, new networks, new groups, new associations, in the importance of planning for the future and who you'll be around in those connections for the future, where possibly you are feeling your feelings. You are connecting to your feelings. You are choosing a new way of thinking about that, a new way of communicating, a new way of doing that. So let's look into that a little bit more, because the South Node wants you to balance the North Node. We're not asking you to jump from here to here, but we're asking you to find a balance point. And the balance point for you, Virgo, is being more adaptable in your mind, seeing things a different way, or from a new angle, or a situation from a new angle, or in a different way. Like, and it's going to hit mid-month around that full moon on your thinking processes, or how you think. And the 12th of May, we've got Mercury in your 10th house, which is about communications. So I would suggest here, because we've got 3 major planets, Venus, our relationships and our money, going backwards, retrograde. We've got Saturn and Jupiter all going backwards. So retrograde means we're going back to the old South Node wound, something we need to work through. We're going back, but we go back in a retrograde, not to the same spot, with a new perspective, with more information, with a new idea, or it's just we go at it differently, or we've gathered more information so we can go back to it. And for you guys, you're going back, and your thinking processes need to change, or you need to be more adaptable in your thinking, or see different perspectives or new ways. And because we've got Gemini there for you, Mercury, Gemini in the 10th house, communications, hold off on communications this month. But it's good for completing projects, going back over with a new perspective, new idea, new communication, new information ways, and think of doing it a different way. Get creative, okay? Because this is big for you, because there's a karmic lesson here. And we're going to go back to the South and North Node now of your karmic lesson for this month, because as I said, once it hits that 2 degrees, it'll start moving out into, and we need to complete it now. We need to balance the karmic, get to the pinnacle, the balance of the point in between these two. So you're going to get a lot more in touch with your feelings, and maybe connecting with people and friends and networks that get you more in touch with your feelings. And also, what am I trying to say here? It's like, Virgo, you've got to learn to plan, because you're the best sign for planning and organizing and you know, having a plan and a set plan. But here's the balancing point. You do need to plan ahead, and that's what you're here to learn this lifetime as a Virgo, planning ahead, you know, looking into your future, creating the dream. But you're going to be doing it now with balance, like not too much in the moment and not too having a perfect plan. I'm either too in the moment or having a perfect plan. So you're going to be learning to be less in the moment or more in the moment, whichever way it goes for you. But also, you know, having this plan that's not perfect or unrealistic. Okay? There's this thing with Virgo. The plan's great. They put in a plan, but is it too in the moment and not thinking about the future? Or has it been the other way, too perfect a plan for the future and not living in the moment? So whichever way that is, we need to find a balance point, Virgo. And this is where we're saying you need to maybe become a bit more adaptable just with yourself and your planning, okay? So, because Virgo, you can be in the too perfect or too unrealistic. It depends which way, you know, what they say, the penny's swinging in the moment. But just remember that, because, you know, you've had this harsh aspect there in that South Node with that Capricorn energy, disconnecting you from emotions, you know, suck it up, you know, this perfect plan. Maybe a bit too rigid or not rigid enough. You'll work that out, whichever way it goes for you. But what we're going to do here, Virgo, is they're asking you to create the dream, planning ahead with the right people, with balance and adaptability, and where you need to bring that into your thinking. It's great to have a plan, but not all plans go exactly to plan. And when that happens sometimes to a Virgo, they get this complete imbalance and can't function. So we've got Venus going retrograde this month, hitting your relationships and your money. Okay, it's hitting everybody. So we're reviewing, and we're reviewing how we are in relationships, love, and with our finances. So where Virgo, can you grow beyond or heal a wound? Because I'm really liking the second half of the month for you. The 13th and 14th, we have the full moon on the 7th in Scorpio and the 7th of May, hitting your third house, your thinking processes. Excuse me. And this is going to bring changes for you around the 12th of May, Gemini and Mercury in the 10th house, communications. Just hold off on any negotiations there. But good for completing projects and tasks, okay? As in not negotiating a contract. Some of you may find around that time you get a bit of a bargain, or it's a good time to get a bargain, but please watch our spending, because we've got Venus, love and money in retrograde, so sometimes we can regret getting that bargain, but or we didn't need it, maybe not, just, you know, use discernment there. But the 13th and 14th, Mars comes into your 7th house, and that's the relationship house. So action in relationships. Now you can clear the air. Now you can move forward, particularly if you've thought about that South and North node that we just discussed, the karmic cycle. This is kind of your test from Saturn going, let's put them to the test. Let's see if they can be a bit more adaptable or use their mind a different way. Be creative. Get creative. See things from a new angle, or do things from a new angle, particularly within relationships. And that might be with yourself, then it's self to others, others to self. You will work out where it fits for you. So you'll be clearing the air sort of, I reckon, after the full moon, around the 13th and 14th onward, Mars will come into that energy. The 21st, the sun's in your 10th house. So that's really good. So that's good for, you know, maybe career, negotiations, communications, you know, getting back out there. Really good for that. And then the 22nd, we have a new moon in Gemini. Now, it's also in your 10th house. So work, careers, opportunities, negotiations, contracts. That's a great time. New possibilities are coming in for you, Virgo. And you're going to do it because you are going to move forward from your north and south node karmic lesson or cycle, finding a balance point. So people may be dealing with you in relationships or communication, seeing an adaptable Virgo, like someone who's seeing a new perspective or things in a new light or a new way. You know, and bring change in a situation a different way. And this is because for some of you and a lot of you Virgos, the universe or guides or spirits or whatever you believe have brought maybe someone or something or a situation into your life for your south node, Capricorn, wounding for you to grow through, move beyond through, who may have actually softened you on a level or from that Capricorn, you know, suck it up, cut off my emotions, not wanting to face stuff, you know, where reality made me uncomfortable, I didn't want to face it, you know, and Capricorn's like, get out of touch with your feelings and suck it up and you know, give that harsh energy. But it was in your 5th house of fun and play and children and games and pleasures and the good stuff. But it was bringing such a harsh reality there that you were in this really hard energy there. And it was conflicting, totally conflicting. So then the North Node in Cancer, the watery, soft, emotional, universe has brought something in to try and balance it, that softened you, that softened your emotions, that got you back in touch with your emotions. That you needed to reevaluate your planning for the future in a bit different, adapting to a different way or a different plan or a different idea or a different way. And that was you in relationships. And I think, you know, whatever came into your life brought in new networks, new people, new associations that you may or might have been around before. Or maybe you need to do that. So that's an amazing, you know, the readings this month. I have been a little hesitant because now I know why. We're all facing this massive, massive, massive karmic cycle. And for you, Virgo, you know, this is restructuring the whole way you plan, you think. You've controlled so you didn't lose control. We all do it. It's not just you. We've all got it because that's just our fears, holding our security, our stability, saying you're controlling. We all have that aspect. It's a fear. So for you, it was having this plan, and this plan may have been too perfect or too unrealistic or too in the moment or not enough in the moment or you know, creating it. And it's like for some of you, this is only for some of you were creating a dream or a plan not with the right people. That's a big, see, groups, friends, associations, networks. They're communicating. They're all listening to each other. Can represent third party, to me, group, community, talking, friends, networking. You know, this could be you, Virgo, with all of that new or reconnecting in a different way. Communicating in a different way. It's quite beautiful. So remember, the South Node wants you to look at the lesson and that Capricorn harsh energy in there, in your 5th house, which was supposed to be fun and playful, and this was supposed to go well and easy and pleasurable, but it wasn't. It brought in duties and responsibilities and negative aspects and creating hard work and working really hard at something. And getting you out of touch with your feelings. I don't like that. It's not fair for you, Virgo. So now that North Node is like the medicine, the answer, the solution to balancing. And Cancer's watery and emotions and connection and healing and reconnecting you to emotion where you weren't. Yep, look at you. Doing things in a different way, communicating in a different way, maybe being more adaptable in your own thoughts, head, mind, planning, interaction, relationships, because you're looking at your long-term security and stability, Virgo, very deeply. Very deeply. She's going over it. He, she, doesn't matter. They're going over it here. You know, how can I balance it? You know, how can I need to look into this? I mean, Virgo, you know, you need to look into this, and I can give you a clue. There's a running theme here, and I'm only giving you this information because I want you to heal this, balance, not heal and balance this karmic North and South node that's going on for you the month of May, because then when we move out of it, you've completed it. You don't need to do it anymore. You've evolved, you've grown, you've moved on. And then we'll get a new karmic kind of cycle or lesson to look at in the Sag Gemini when the nodes move into that. So, you know, there it is. Here it is. You with groups, friends, networks, relationships, looking deeper into what's secure, what's going to be better for your long-term security, stability, and you're reanalyzing that. Death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. A new you, Virgo. A new you has to come. Okay, and in those aspects that I just talked about. So hopefully I have explained it, excuse me, to you or for you. And sit back, because I would say there could be some clashes. See? Around the full moon, the Scorpio full moon, I was just about to talk about that. There could be some clashes about your thinking, you know, full moons bring endings of cycles, endings of the way we do it. Or sometimes we're called up or called out, like, you know, as simple as someone might say, no, that's not what I said. No, that's not. And, you know, Virgo can be very stuck. Or no, that's not what happened. They can be very set and stuck. And yeah, look at you, the world card upside down. This full moon changes the wheel of fortune. You know, this is a new beginning, a new way, seeing a new way. This is where you've been stuck. This is where you've been blocked. Seeing things from all these different perspectives and angles, which actually brings the perfect balance Virgo are looking for. There's the key to your karmic lesson. It just came out. When we can see all these different aspects, we're adaptable. We see perspectives from all different angles. You have been unable to do that, Virgo, on some level. You'll know what it is. We're all different. We've all got a different evolution and that within our own individual charts. It's not the same for everyone, but kind of the same thing. So where have you been at that's blocking abundance coming in? That's blocking money or the joy or the fun? Like, Virgo, you love to give to other people and help other people out and heal and give, and because you've got some, you can give more, but you haven't been able to because you weren't seeing all the perspectives, or you weren't being adaptable. And that's just going to hit you on the full moon. There's whatever that comes up for you on that full moon, that's what that's about. That's pretty cool, Virgo. I like that. That's a big, wow. I just felt a big shift. I don't know if as someone hearing this, you know, Virgo's just had the penny drop, or like, wow, I was thinking about that, or yeah, I was just sitting here restructuring or trying to be a bit more adaptable in my thinking, or the way that should have went and it didn't. It's like all of a sudden I felt something just shift. So I'd say this full moon's your turning point, and it is in Scorpio. We're going to feel very deep. I like towards, you know, the Gemini for you. Get out, yeah. Now, I got the 10 of Cups that fell, but I actually think it fell up the right way. So, you know, a lot of you, this change will bring in your happiness, your contentment. Look at those relationships. Balanced, equal, both putting in, both happy, both sharing, both connected, contentment, happiness. The 10 of Cups, you know, this is around that new moon, the Gemini new moon. Oh, finally, I'm starting to feel good, and it's starting to come together and work better for me. So that's the energy I get from that. Some of you may find your 10 of Cups relationship or partner or situation. For some of you, it's a home. I just got that. It is, look. Balancing relationships, giving and receiving. It was up. This has come upside down. So Virgo, a new way of connecting. The 2 of Cups is about connecting equally, seeing both sides, adaptability, so we can meet in the hearts, the minds, the souls. This is ultimate connection. No one's overpowering anyone. No one's right. No one's wrong. It's about accepting, seeing perspectives, being adaptable. So, you know, we don't want that upside down. And it is in relationships for you, or you in relationship with yourself, which therefore is relationships with others. So around the new moon in Gemini, and that could be renegotiating a contract. Let's say it was just work for someone, you know, renegotiating. We need to go back to this and renegotiate the plan, or the plan for the future, or a job contract or something. Like it's a renegotiation where it's equal, or we're both seeing both sides. So that's for some of you. Put it where it fits, because you know, come in when you're going to come in at the end of the month after this. If you do the work, if you face the challenge of the south and north node at the moment where it's hitting you, you'll come out and look at you, Virgo, connecting in a different way, offering love, connection, understanding. This is the romance card. I know what you want. You know what I want. You know, let me romance you, connect with you. Let my feelings go deeper and connect. And you're going to bring in more connection in that way for yourselves, or that's going to come in for you, which is the 10 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups upright, not that way. You know, for some of you, it could have been you were doing all the giving. And wherever you were, it's not going to happen anymore because, you know, these don't match. This is one person giving, or one person's plan, or one person's idea, perspective. You get my drift. Deep transformation. This is I see, not I've changed, transformation. This is I see life. I see the situation from a whole new perspective. It's on top of the mountain looking down over the town. That's a much higher perspective. Let's just get some cards out and get some validation for Virgo for the month of May 2020. Yep, you're getting in touch with your heart. Overwhelmed, deep heart connection, overwhelmed, new way of connecting on a deeper level with relationships, people, network, whether you've had that happen already and it's triggered it for you to do this wounding or healing, or it's coming in for you. Look at that. Transformation on your security, stability, long-term security and stability and foundation. Absolute transformation. Maybe how you thought life was going to be, or what you thought was your happiness, you're changing. You've got a new perspective. Maybe you've got a new plan. Yep, not maybe you've got a new plan. You have a new plan. Your security and your stability, what you thought it was, how you thought you were in it, there's death and rebirth. You're changing it. For some of you, you are moving out or away from a relationship or a marriage or a home. I don't think it was what you thought for some of you. Or maybe you thought, I've met this person or this situation and it was my security, long-term marriage, let's move in, let's do this, let's commit, it's a foundation, this is what I want. And then but you did it from that wound, that South Node wound, the Capricorn, where you were quite disconnected from your feelings, and now you've had this change coming through. It's different. Your security, your stability, what you want is different because, you've had a change to your wish fulfillment. Or there's change, your wish fulfillment's coming in, or you've had a change in your wish fulfillment. And that has been a major, major tower moment to your foundation, Virgo. And this is, this is a new beginning, but it's upside down and seeing all these different perspectives, or this tower has now changed how I thought things were going to go. Positive or negative. Take which way it resonates. But you have the strength. You're going to have the strength and the courage after the full moon. The full moon's going to hit and if some of you have lost a job or finance or something to do with children or home or family pleasure there, you're going to have the strength to get through this. So for some of you, if it was a relationship breakup, you will get through this. It's okay. You've got the strength there and you're going to defend yourself. Anyone that's coming at you, or this Ten of Cups. So some people may not be happy with your new Ten of Cups idea. Some of you, there's big conflict in a relationship or your Ten of Cups, home, family relationship, changes there. But you're passionate. You're really focused here, Virgo. I think to move towards this, for some of you, connect on that different level. Bringing that union, that harmonious union with the adaptable ways and different perspectives and new ways of doing. For some of you, you're moving on or away or out of a relationship. Yeah, the Emperor. And the Emperor, I know it's the Aries card, so don't come at me. But, to me, Virgo, Virgo loves to give and provide a happy family and give to others, a bit like the Emperor, and sit back and enjoy that. They actually enjoy others generally, but they're the Emperor. Look what I provided, like what I did, or my future vision, my future. The Emperor runs a town, like a village, what's the word I'm looking for? An empire, okay? A community. And they do like that, and they're good at planning it and putting into action and can run it. But it's in a new way to Virgo. This is new connection coming in the way you connect, or you've got a new connection coming in, offering love and this deeper commitment feeling. So for some of you, you probably got someone new coming into your life that's kind of bringing in a connection that you just has blown your mind, brought your emotions up, given you a whole new idea of your foundation, your future, what you thought your happiness was. Is this person's kind of come in and derailed that, changed it, opened you up, taken you further in. For some of you, Virgos, this is what you will be doing, connecting in a different way, connecting on a more emotional level. So wherever that fits for you, okay, Virgo, you'll know which way, because in this reading, you're either getting your wish fulfillment and you've had to make some balance and adaptability and think differently and bring in new ways and changes in your thinking and doing things a different way, or this is someone actually leaving relationships, leaving something that they thought was their happiness, or their security or their stability, and there's been some real conflict here, or somebody here has outgrown somebody. That's another aspect that's coming in, because I've got to talk to Virgo as a collective. So kind of take where that fits, or, mix it around. Yeah, Virgo, spend some time in your own energy or around people who are kind of your energy. So these two are hanging out and they're doing their own thing in their own energy, but together, and no one's kind of affecting each other. It just works. It just fits. They allow each other to do it their way, or they both do it, working together in the same thing but in their own way. I know that's confusing, but I think, Virgo, it's not just this one plan or the one way of doing it or your perspective, let's say. These two seem to work harmoniously, doing their own thing in their own way together, and it works. Look at the harmony and the peace there. Yeah, I don't know if that's you not liking that, Virgo, or anyone telling you or trying to put their perspective in, or others are doing that to you. You will work that out. So you're going back to the drawing board. You're looking further into this, and because you're really trying to bring in or manifest here with the Magician card, a healing, and it's to do with your relationships, deeper connection in your relationships. And that's why you're wanting to bring in this energy here. A new way of connecting. Yeah, some secrets have come out, Virgo, whether they're for you, to you, or from others. There's a mastery here. Someone's outgrown someone, or maybe some secrets have come out and you've had to review the direction you were heading in or thought you were heading in, or maybe your plans. Maybe you had a plan and you have to rethink it. See, lots of thinking here. And Virgo, here's the thing. If you want to get out of conflict with yourself, with others to self, vice versa, these are two. This is conflict, arguing, not working together, fighting, each wanting to do their own way. And this is the complete opposite. This is Sagittarius, going with the flow, pouring, one cup into the other, going with the flow within everyone's plan, even the universal plan. You working with the universe, with yourself, more in sync, more in flow. Because I think, some of the conflict for Virgo is they like to take action. Some of you here, not all of you, but someone here's being, there's conflict, the passion's gone, could be fighting and arguing, someone not wanting to see something, triggers and reviewing your life. But that's a very negative aspect. That's only for a small amount of you. And I think it's for the ones that may be moving out of a relationship, or maybe their security and stability or their foundation within love, like being deeper connected. I think they're having a tower moment, or moving away, or having an epiphany, or a death and rebirth. Someone's definitely leaving a situation. And there's a lot of reviewing here, but a trigger in the subconscious, and passion's lost, and I don't want to face it. Because it's funny, one of the things I did write down was, this is Virgo, what are you not facing, or what have you not been facing about yourself or others or your situation? And what makes you uncomfortable, what's bringing you an uncomfortable reality that you don't want to face. And that's really that card, and it's brought a lot of conflict here, and it's going to trigger possibly some arguments, some endings, some changes for you. So the medicine, the balance of this is, if you want to heal with someone or something, is being adaptable, using your mind in a different way, seeing all those perspectives. The minute you can see everyone's perspective, you get a new beginning, new paradigm, new relationships, new chance, new to re-engage if you needed it with someone. But it's like the old way of communicating or being or connecting emotionally is not going to work. for some of you. That's interesting. That's big, very big for you, Virgo. Hopefully that helped you through the month of May, and I will see you next month in June for eclipse season.